Hey everyone, we're here with another video and we are talking about the Tineco One S3. I know, a ridiculous name. Why does this appliance matter? It's a smart, wet, dry vacuum. So what does that mean exactly? It means that it can be used as a vacuum. So the Tineco specifically for these products, so the S1, S3, the S5, the S7, etc., all work really well with hard floors. So if you have tile floors, if you have hardwood floors, etc., all the different hard surfaces, this would work really well for your house. The price is $400 and I paid in total $386.10 with a 10% off coupon from Tineco. So that includes shipping and tax and what have you. So yeah, it's not a cheap vacuum. Is it worth it? Does it make sense to buy? Yes and no. So for starters, if you have a larger home that's, let's say, larger than 3,000 square feet, it may not make a lot of sense for you. And the main reason is that it has up to 35 minutes of runtime. And if you are using it in a house that's bigger than 3,000 square feet, or if you actually have a lot of square footage that has the hard surfaces, then it might not make a lot of sense for you. And then this is cut out from anybody who actually has like carpet in their house across the board. It doesn't make a lot of sense to have this particular product. It really is for hard surfaces if you have a lot of that within your house. Something that's really nice about the product is that it has less than or equal to 78 decibels of sound, so it's really not that loud. It's similar in loudness to, let's say, a Dyson vacuum, so it's really not loud to any degree, even on tile floor, and if you're using them on wood floor, a smooth surface. It's really not loud at all, and I think it's a factor when thinking about a vacuum because our commercial grade vacuum from Electrolux is super loud, and the Dyson as well as the Tineco, they're not nearly as loud as that Electrolux commercial vacuum. The vacuum weighs 9.9 pounds, so it's a pretty light vacuum overall. It's not as light as a Dyson, but it has more things to store because you're putting water in it and then it's outputting that into a dirt bin. Let's talk about the differences between the S3, the S5, and the S7. What's the major difference? I think really just some tech features in terms of the difference between the three, but overall, there's really just a difference in the size of capacity of water as well as the dirt bins. One of the things that's different is the LCD animations. So the S5 Pro or the Pro models all have this animated LCD screen, which isn't really necessary. And then the other thing is that the S5 and the S7 both have edge cleaning, and any of the Pro series have suction mode only. So you can just, instead of using the wet mop portion of it, of the Tineco, you can actually just use suction only. So those are really the main differences. But yeah, spec-wise, they're really very similar across the board. All 9.9 pounds and up to 35 minutes of runtime and less than or equal to 78 decibels of noise. So oddly enough, the water tank capacity is the largest in the S5 Pro, as well as the dirt bin is larger in the S5 Pro than the S7 and the S3. It's kind of odd, but either way, that's honestly probably a pretty big deal. So I'll move into sort of the reasons why. One of the main things is that for the S3 that we have, so I end up having to refill the water tank for the S3 about 2 times. So we need about 3.6 liters to actually clean the entire house. Now, our house is a little bit different. It does a good job at cleaning the floors. There's a lot of different settings where you can actually do auto max and different things like that. If you do that, it's similar to a Dyson where it runs out of battery really, really quick, so not necessarily something that you would always want to do. In addition to that, there's a cleaning solution. So it disinfects and deodorizes and stuff like that. Now, one of the caveats to that is you want to make sure that you use all of the cleaning solution and you don't leave any in the actual Tineco when you're not using it. And the reason being is that it can start to smell a little bit. With that said, you're only supposed to use the one solution, and it's only something that Tineco makes, and you can buy it on Amazon for like 15 bucks. So not a huge deal or anything like that, but it's just something to note is that it's a solution that you're only supposed to use with Tineco, and you're only supposed to use this particular solution because otherwise it maybe clogs or they no longer warranty it, that sort of thing. So it's a decently smelling deodorizer. It's not really bad, but one of the things to note is that, yeah, just don't leave water standing in the water tank when you're not using it. Let's talk about the maintenance and overall cleaning. So there's a brush and there's a filter, and then there's 2 tanks of water. So one is the clean water tank. It's pretty easy to maintain that. You just put water in it and then a cap of the solution into it. So no big deal there. And then the dirt bin that everything goes into is a little bit tough to clean. So if you're somebody who doesn't like cleaning out like a Dyson when it's all dry, when it's wet, it's even worse. It's not great to clean out, and you can essentially rinse it out and then put it in a toilet and flush it all down. But in addition to that, you'll probably get a lot of hair if you have pets especially, but you might want to just throw it into a trash bin or something like that. There's a filter, so you can clean that out and actually let it air dry, and then you can reuse it over and over again, so that's something that's nice. In addition to the brush, which you will want to clean out every now and then as well, because if you're not cleaning that out, then you're just cleaning your floors with a dirty brush, and that's probably not super helpful either. Talking about the brush, there are actually, I think, 5 or 6 different water spurts that actually take the water from the water container and shoot it onto the brush to get it wet so that it can start cleaning the floors. So in that spot, it gathers a lot of dirt, so you have to also clean that out. So there's a few spots where you'll want to make sure that you're cleaning out after use, and similarly to a Dyson, you'll want to make sure that you maintain this, otherwise you're just mopping your floor again with just dirtiness, and that's, again, probably not what you're looking for to do. But why does this product matter, and is it for you? Again, first criteria is the majority of your home hard surfaces? If no, not for you. If yes, probably for you. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is, would I buy it again? Is this something that I would use all the time? Is it working for our house? And I would say yes, it's been a great thing to use versus like a Swiffer, and it does a really good job in cleaning even like really bad stains, and you just turn it on auto max and different things like that. It does have an auto clean feature, which is pretty nice. At the end of the cycle, you just fill it up with water and let it try to clean itself out. But yeah, in general, I would say it's a good product, and can't really say too many bad things other than just the general maintenance aspect of it. It's probably more than you think, and it's probably something that you're not necessarily thinking about. So just keep that in mind when you purchase this. It is something that is nice to have, but with the invention of robot vacuums, which now have the vacuum aspect as well as the mopping aspect, it may not, your money may be better off going towards something like that and running that maybe 2 or 3 times a week instead of just doing one big clean of a Tineco. So I would say, depending on your particular use case, if you can keep the room tidy and you can use something that has a mop, like a robot vacuum that has a vacuum feature as well as a mopping feature, and your home isn't too big for that, like it doesn't have multiple levels, and you can bring it up and down the stairs and sort of things like that, I would say that's probably your best bet if you want something that's more automated, because essentially for this product, the Tineco, you're still using it and you're still having to do the maintenance and all of those things. So in that case, I would sort of be like, maybe your best bet is something that's a little bit more automated. And if you can keep the place clean and not worry too much, like if you have a dog or something like that, or something that could possibly throw up in front of it or leave toys out and stuff like that, then maybe you want to go with something more like a manual use like Tineco instead of like a robot vacuum. But with that said, let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.